Hello guys, and welcome to a very different kind of review. A couple of days ago I finally got my Django Fett and I've posed him and put him back in the display you're about to see. So I decided what I'll do today is show you the whole section of what I've done. Every figure has been reposed that you're going to see today. So we're going to start with this figure first, the blue variant of Spawn. I love this figure, and he's got a couple of Kalashnikovs in his hand, but I do love this figure. He's from the Mortal Kombat game. And then if I come on the other side, you'll see my favourite Spawn figure, and he's called Raven from the Mortal Kombat game. And I will be doing a review on the Spawn figures in the near future. As you can see, they look good side by side. And then we're going to come over to Deathstroke. I love the simplicity of this figure. He's not too armoured up. You can see that bodysuit and the muscles. And I've got him with a McFarlanes accessory weapon there. And when you see them three together, kind of looks okay there. Let's get back onto the other side though. This is Martian Manhunter, my favourite version of him. He's holding a Christian Bale Batarang for my Batman wave. And he does come without the pants. So he's kind of in, well, people call it a diaper, but I call them swimming trunks. But I prefer him with the pants. And the figures you're seeing today, I'm going to review them all at some point. You would have seen them in my Grand Collectibles tour. And this is my Flash. And I bought him simply because he reminded me of Nightmare Flash, especially around the helmet section. But he's at $11.99, so I couldn't turn that down. And then we've got Lobo there, who's going to be played by Jason Momoa. And all in all, I'm pretty pleased with these guys. So let's move down to the next section. I'm going to pause it and show you what I've got. So there is Django Fett, and I've put him into this pose because even though I had him in another pose on one knee, I was thinking, you know what, have him standing up and with both pistols out, and I love that. I love that in the section with my other figures. And then we've got his son Boba Fett from the book of Boba Fett reposed, and I'm very pleased with that pose. And then if you come on to the other side, we have Mandalorian, and I'll soon be filming him with some of the Mandalorian figures. And below him we've got Grogu. Love that little figure. $7.99 that was. I saw it going for like 25 quid because it does come under the Black Series releases, but 25 quid for a little thing like that was a bit much. So when I saw it for the price it was, I had to grab it. And then at the back there, you can just about make out Han Solo. Has he appeared in Return of the Jedi? And that's his Endor look when he went down to the planet of Endor, or the moon of Endor, with a squadron of rebels, Luke and Leia and Chewbacca. And I will be doing stuff on him in the near future. And this is my Return of the Jedi Chewbacca, my favourite version of Chewbacca. I like this look. And the Bounty Hunter. And that's Princess Leia. Now I can take that helmet off, but I'm not going to do that today. I will be reviewing that figure and Chewbacca and Han Solo, but I'll just show her with the helmet on. And then at the back, we've got Darth Maul, the game version. Love that figure. And then we've got Obi-Wan It was hard to shoot, unfortunately, because of the angle I'm on, but I'm happy with that section. So pulling back, Django is there, up front and in the middle. And we're going to move on from there and go down to the section below. So I am really pleased with the poses on this level. Took me a while to fiddle around with them all. Since I got Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul as part of a triple pack, I've kind of taken a few of the figures out of here and put these guys all together. I want to come in close on the Emperor Palpatine, and that's a new pose for him. And I love that hooded, mysterious Sith look. And I've given him a lightsaber from the Darth Maul figure you've just seen. And he's still got his walking stick, but I like the way he looks. And then we've got Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and friend of Captain Solo. And I've got him all enshrouded in his cloak. I've never done this one before, pardon me. I've never done this one before like this, but I like this effect. And then we've got Qui-Gon there. And then on the other side we've got Obi-Wan. That's a better shot. And then coming over the top, we've got Darth Vader. And that guy's called Dengar from The Empire Strikes Back. And apparently, according to the backstory, he trained Boba Fett. So that was a new one for me. And that was a good price as well, because he was under a tenner. And then let's not forget Darth Maul. I didn't forget him. I just wanted to leave him last on this bit. But I love Darth Maul. I've taken off his robes. He was part of the triple pack that I've just mentioned. And I've got him posed out like this. I love the face. And that was played, that character, by a guy called Ray Parks, who's a stunt coordinator on most of the Star Wars film. And apparently they never cast Darth Maul because they couldn't find an actor, so he decided to have a go at it. And although he's only in it technically 10 minutes, he became the iconic face of Phantom Menace. And let's go over the top of there, and you can see Mace Windu and Boba Fett and a stormtrooper. So that's that section, and I'm very pleased with it. And at some point I'm going to go back to these figures and do a review on them. So let's pause it and go down to this bottom section of this cabinet display. So this is a combination of mostly Mandalorian figures and one Star Wars figure. So we'll come to Jyn Erso first. And in my opinion, Rogue One was the best out of the unofficial Star Wars movies. I thought the way it connected that story to Episode 4, A New Hope, was brilliant. A Han Solo story, not so brilliant. Apparently they are doing a follow-up, but we'll see. And that's Quill from The Mandalorian. Nice little figure that. Good to pose. And behind him, we've got a variant of Mandalorian. And I think this guy is called Moff Gideon. And he's not a bad head sculpt, you know, for that guy. There's versions of him that have come out since, but that was that who was in Breaking Bad, that brilliant series. And this is the Armourer. Great figure to pose, cheap to buy. Normally Black Series are about 28 quid, but I know I paid around 12 for it. And then this is a character that I can't remember in the series, but I know she was in it. I have to go back and watch it, called Night Owl, and she's part of a female squadron of Mandalorians. And then at the back we've got Finn in his Starbase killer suit. Well, that's what it said on the actual box. And Cassian Endor. I think the character's name is called Greer Gagan, played by the brilliant late great Carl Weathers, who I first saw in the Rocky movies. But there's a film you should watch of his called Happy Gilmore. Absolutely funny golfing comedy film, and he plays a golf expert with a wooden hand. So if you haven't seen Happy Gilmore, I suggest you watch it because you'll laugh. It's in my collection. I have a huge collection of DVDs, not just sci-fi and fantasy. I've got all sorts. And then the guy at the back, Paz Vizsla, I love that figure. He's like an armoured up version of a Mandalorian. Unfortunately, they killed him off, which is a shame because I did like him. So that's that section. So overall, I'm liking what I've done here. And I'm going to put it on pause and move over to the other section. We're on the right side. We're on the left side. We're going on to the left side of the right side of, I'm getting all my words tongue-tied today. Shouldn't have had that weed. No, I'm just joking. I'm not smoking weed. Now we're going to go over onto the right side and show you what's there. So, this is the Aquaman section. Now this is a new pose. Now that throne actually belongs with Darkseid Lex Luthor. Forgive my finger there, it's just come into shot. Yeah, it belongs with Darkseid Lex Luthor, but I put quite a few Aquamen on this throne. Haven't put him on the throne. I had actually my Arkham Winter Aquaman on the throne upstairs in my bedroom. So this is a recent one and I really do like it. And I will be covering all the Aquaman characters I've got in a review in the next couple of weeks. But that head sculpt is so much better than the Justice League one that came out. And that figure, and I mentioned it in my Grand Tours collectible video, I got him, a version of him in the stealth suit, and that guy at the back, all for $10 each. So I'm very blessed and I'm glad because I love these figures. So that's him. And we'll come over to, I think his name is actually Orm, but he's known as Ocean Master. And he was one of my favourite guys in the movie, actually. I know he was a bit of a bad guy, but I did like him as a character. And then on this side, we've got my favourite version, I think the fans' favourite version of Black Manta. I could have picked up the movie ones, but I went for this because I liked it. McFarlanes release, so as long as it was McFarlanes, I was happy. But I do like Black Manta. I'll come in close on the eyes because I do love that head sculpt bit. But behind him, we've got Swamp Thing. And apparently they are going to start making Swamp Thing again. But he's a great figure. It's not McFarlane's figure, but I do like him. And then I mentioned him before, King Kordax. He was a tenner. And he's only in the movie for about 10 minutes in Aquaman 2. But I like the figure and he's great to pose. And when I start reviewing all these guys, you'll just see how much he's good at posing. So that's the Aquaman section. So we're going to pause it again and go down to the section below. So this is my Christian Bale Batman section. Let's come to Batman first. I recently reviewed him with the Batmobile, Lucius Fox and Unmasked Bruce Wayne. And this is his new pose. I love this figure. And that's the sticky bomb gun that came with my Unmasked Bruce Wayne figure, but I put this gun with him. I think it's better. And I like it. And then we've got Anne Hathaway, Catwoman, and I posed her with a bazooka for the first time. Now I did mention a couple of days ago when I reviewed my Robert Pattinson Batman wave, Zoe Kravitz, who played Catwoman, I've posed her with the bazooka a number of times, but I said on camera she doesn't look quite as good as this. And I love this figure and I can't wait to film these guys again and pose them out and show you what they're capable of. And then we've got Bane, and I've got him holding the broken mask, and that actually came with that figure, but she doesn't hold it in the film, he does. So I've got him posed out with a Glock, and I do like that pose. So I bring it back. I kind of like the dynamics of that section. So we go to Heath Ledger Joker. And when I first got the figure, he was always standing up, but ever since I've put him on that mini diorama, I've kept him seated because I just love the look. And I'll come in close as I can, and that's good enough for me. And then over the top, we've got Aaron Eckhart, Two-Face, and next to him, Scarecrow. And if you can see that portrait of Batman at the back, it's got his autograph. That was donated to me by my mate. Check out Ray Ray's collection. He donated these two cabinets to me that you're looking at with these figures. And I'm telling you, when that guy finishes his collection room, you're going to be blown away, because I've seen it up personal and close. And he's going to be a name I think you're going to hear a lot about. He's got a great eye for picking the right kind of figures. So I'm going to pause that and go down to the section below and finish it all off. So here we are for the last bit, and we'll come first to Harley Quinn. And in my collection, I've got every DC and Marvel going. And when I watched her solo movie, The Emancipation of Harley Quinn, it was okay, weren't bad, but I did like this outfit, and this was my choice to pick this one. I could have chosen another version of Harley Quinn, but I do like this outfit. This is the accessory she came with, and she was cheap too. As I say, I always play the waiting game with figures, no matter how much the desire is there to get them. Eventually, I've been very blessed that they've dropped down in to half price or less. I'm not sure exactly how much I paid, but I know it was around half price, maybe less than that. But that is Harley Quinn. On the other side, we've got, and I love this guy, Lex Luthor. He was $11.99 and he came with a flight stand. But I put a Star Wars blaster with him because that red fleck on the gun and the red fleck on the suit kind of, well, seems to match. It's as though it should be with him. So he'll be getting me reviewed alongside with my Dark Side Lex Luthor and my Rebirth Superman, because I'm going to have them fighting Superman in various combat poses and probably put him back on the flight stand. And then on this side, we've got Damian Wayne Robin. Now, this is one of my favourite figures. It's really funny because I saw him loads of times in the shop and I didn't know if I wanted him, but then I thought, he's going cheap, and that's me again. So I bought him, and to pose him, he can actually do martial arts kicks and he stand on one leg and all that sort of thing. But I just like this figure. It's just got loads of personality. Now, you could have got a version where you could see the mask on his forehead and you could see his eyes, or you could have got a zombie version, but this is my favourite version. It's one of my favourite figures. Don't ask me why, I just like it. It's got a cuteness about it. So that's my Damian Wayne Robin. So at the back of him, we've got Arrow, my favourite version of Arrow. I could have got the same figure with the cap on, but I went for this because I liked it. I paid full retail price. Try to get him, if you can just make out, pulling the string of the bow. Would like to get an arrow so I can get him actually firing an arrow. So I'm going to be looking for one, not necessarily to go with a McFarlanes figure. Could be an arrow for any old toy. And then on this side, we've got that guy. And he came part of a twin pack. Sorry about the light, it seems to be in and out. Yeah, he was part of a twin pack, Hal Jordan, and he came with, I'll pull back and show you that diorama there, and it was $39.99. Then after 4 months of not selling them in the toy outlet, they just knocked it out for a tenner. And I wasn't interested in this figure that you're seeing before you. I just wanted Hal Jordan, but ever since then, I think he's called Earth 22 Infected Batman. He's a kind of an evil version of a Green Lantern. Yeah, I just like him, and I love that bat, the green construct bat. And I just thought, you know what, get him. I'll put him with my other Green Lanterns. He looks good. I'll be reviewing the Green Lanterns not too far from the distant future. And then we're going to come over now, forget him, to, I think her name is Cyclone, and she is from the Black Adam wave, and I've got all of those figures, but she's my cheapest figure to date that I've ever bought from the McFarlanes range, and she was $4.99, and it was because the box was so damaged they just wanted to get rid of it out of the shop. So I'm seeing some lighting issues here, so I'm not going to go on much longer. I'm just going to say, before I say thanks for watching, I'm going to finish on a different shot from these guys and wind it up. So we're winding it up now, simply because we've gone on for over 20 minutes, which I didn't plan to do, but I want to finish with Django because after reviewing him, posing him and putting him in the section, I thought, you know what, let's go and review him in the section with all the other figures that you've seen today. And I'm really pleased with the way he looks. And panning back, I'll say to you guys, thanks for watching. Keep posing your figures, makes it more interesting for you, and I'll see you soon.